All right, let's talk about a huge problem we all face today. We are collecting more data than ever before. But the real question is, what do we actually do with it? We're going to look at a tool called KNIME, which is designed to help turn that massive flood of data into really smart decisions.
You know that feeling, right? When you're just completely overwhelmed by information. It honestly feels like we're drowning in it. You've got sales figures, customer feedback, data from sensors, social media trends. It's just a constant, never-ending stream.
And that right there is the core of the problem for so many companies. The real challenge, it turns out, isn't getting more data. We're all pretty good at that. The struggle is taking these massive, and let's be honest, often messy piles of information and turning them into clear insights that can actually help move a business forward.
So yeah, that's what we call the modern data challenge in a nutshell. When your data is stuck in different departments, in those data silos, and everything has to be done by hand, it's so easy to miss out on huge opportunities. Important decisions get delayed, and innovation can just grind to a halt. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, this is where KNIME comes into our story. It's a platform that was built from the ground up to tackle this exact challenge, basically acting as a bridge between all that raw data and some real meaningful understanding. So at its heart, KNIME is an open source platform for data analytics. But here's its secret sauce. It has a visual, no-code interface. What does that mean? It means instead of having to write tons of complex code, you build your data science workflows visually. It makes the whole process way more accessible to a lot more people. In this slide, this really gets to the point. On the left, you see the traditional way. Just line after line of specialized, complicated code. But on the right, that's the KNIME way. You're just connecting these pre-built blocks or nodes to create a logical flow. It's so much more intuitive, it's transparent, and it just opens the door for so many more people to get involved. And, KNIME isn't some new kid on the block. It actually got its start way back in 2004 at a university in Germany. Since then, it's grown into this really mature, trusted platform. And even though it's now part of a larger company, it stays independent and is backed by a massive, super supportive community of users. Okay, so we get what it is, but how does it actually work? Let's take a look at how you'd build a complete data analysis from start to finish using the platform. A typical workflow is actually pretty straightforward. It follows these 4 logical steps. First, you've got to access and connect to your data. Doesn't matter if it's in a simple file or some complex database. Then you blend and transform that data to clean it up and get it ready. Next up, you analyze it. Maybe you build a predictive model. And finally, you visualize your findings and deploy them so other people can use them. Simple as that. The platform itself is actually part of a much bigger ecosystem. It all starts with the free analytics platform that you run on your desktop. That's where you build your workflows. From there, you can share your work on the KNIME Hub, which is like a community space. And for the big companies, there's the KNIME server that handles all the heavy-duty, large-scale stuff. And you can always add on extensions for more specialized tasks. At the end of the day, this entire system is designed for one thing, really, to close that gap between just having a bunch of raw data and making informed, confident decisions. Let's see what kind of impact this is having out in the real world. The community around this tool is absolutely massive. We're talking more than 100,000 users across the globe who trust KNIME. This is not just some niche tool for data scientists. It's a super widely adopted platform. It's used everywhere, finance, pharma, manufacturing, to solve real everyday data problems. And it's not just the number of users, it's who is using it. You've got these high-profile organizations like Harvard and the AI company Big Bear AI using KNIME to merge all these different data sources and automate repetitive tasks. That kind of thing leads to huge gains in efficiency and innovation. And this all leads to some really powerful benefits for businesses. KNIME basically democratizes data science. What that really means is it empowers people like business analysts to do work that used to be only for specialized data engineers. This gets rid of bottlenecks, helps everyone get a little more data savvy, and ultimately, it just speeds up the whole journey from asking a question to getting a data-driven answer. This all brings up a really fascinating question about the future. Tools like KNIME often get slapped with the no-code label, but honestly, that doesn't quite capture the whole picture. It's really more like a bridge between total simplicity and some serious power. So for a beginner, the journey starts right here. You can build incredibly useful stuff just by dragging and dropping these nodes onto a canvas. You literally don't have to know a single line of code to get started and get valuable results.
But, and this is the absolute key, that's not where it ends. That visual interface isn't a limitation, it's a foundation. When you need to do something super custom or really complex, you can seamlessly extend the platform with your own code. I mean, just look at the depth here. You can integrate Python and R scripts right into your visual workflow. You can process gigantic data sets using things like Apache Spark. You can even connect to advanced AI models like TensorFlow or the latest large language models for generative AI stuff. This is a tool you can really grow with, from your very first simple analysis all the way to your most advanced project.
So all of this really leads to a fascinating, maybe even provocative question about the future of data work, as platforms like KNIME keep lowering the barrier to entry while also raising the ceiling for what's possible. What does that mean for all of us? Could these intuitive visual tools really truly make everyone a data scientist?